Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and our top 10 cars of 2022 continue today with number 3, the Ferrari 488. I love the Ferrari 488 so much, I did 2 reviews of it in 2022. One of my favorite all-time cars. Wow. Hey guys, it's Glenn from Glenn's Car Collection, and we were driving another Ferrari. Now, one of my favorites, the 488 Spider. This is probably one of my favorite Ferraris of all time. This and the 812, we've probably driven a dozen Ferraris on the channel, and we're about to take this one in for a spin. Now, this is actually the hardtop convertible. How can you see? Because you can see the lines here on top of the roof, which I'll show you in a minute. Ceramic brakes, yellow brake calipers, as you can see here. It's hot. It's about 100 degrees today. You have the Ferrari Scuderia Shield. This is optional. You pay big money for that. So this is a hardtop convertible. The top folds over. We have a yellow one that we did on the channel last year, so you can see that in that video. I'll try not to repeat myself in this one. Now, how do you tell the difference between the 488 and 458? Well, besides the turbos, this is the difference here. You need more power, more air to the engine. Downside, the only downside I can think of the Spider, it's a little heavier, but you cannot see the engine. So what's there is a 3.9 liter twin turbo V8. The 458 is the last naturally aspirated. This went to turbos, the 488. This is a 2018 model provided by DCH Acura in Verona, New Jersey. DCH Montclair Acura. They provide a lot of our cars. Thank you so much to Tim, the general manager there. See him for any new or used Acura or cool exotic like this. Now, the convertible weighs slightly more. We'll get into that in the video, but this is still a very, very nimble car. And again, I know the collectors like the 458 because there's a last naturally aspirated, but the 458 is slow because of this, because it doesn't have turbos. And I'm Mr. Naturally Aspirated guy, and I'm telling you, the turbos in this car have convinced me. So let's start it up and take it for a ride. We'll go through the interior features. You have a front trunk here, and then we got a nose lift, and I think the nose lift is still up because I had to get in the parking lot. So see the gap there, but otherwise, pretty cool. There we go. We got a trunk here. A front trunk. Wow, more than enough. That's huge. You got the Ferrari car cover, and I'm sure you have a thing to charge it. If you get locked in, you pull this here. Easily can fit a hockey bag in there, no problem. All right, and even have, so this is not, you know, dented or broken or anything. This is actually some, I guess, aero, some cooling. All right, so let's get inside and drive the car. I love the black wheels. To me, any car looks good with black wheels, regardless of color. So I like this color combo, the white on the tin. You got the Daytona seats here. All right, let's get in. We'll put our seatbelt on first to start it up. It is a really hot day, so we got to get the air conditioning on pretty quick, or Glenn's going to melt. All right, so we'll put our seatbelt on so we don't get the annoying seatbelt chime. They get in every car. So easy. Engine start button right there. Foot on the brake to do that, though. All right, so the air will pump up in a second. It's a two-seater hardtop convertible. Here you have your Manettino switch, so we can do wet mode. Who would drive your Ferrari in the rain? But you could. Sport, race mode. You can do traction control off and stability control off. Now, if we press the button here for the front nose lift, that should be putting it down now. Or is it putting it up? It looks like it's putting it up, right? So let's watch. All right, so now it's going down. Okay, so there we go. There we go. Now it's down. All right, so Tim gave us a full tank of gas. We got minimal miles on this baby. It's a 2018, 106 degrees. I think it's like 98. I don't, but we're sitting in the sun right now. Here you can play around with your shock. So there's actually, it has bumpy road mode, and we tried this in the 812, and it worked fantastic. So we'll try it again here. This is your signal. So to signal right, I press this. I press it again to cancel it. Signal left. Now, if I turn left, it'll cancel it. But if somehow I forgot, you always got to remember to cancel it. You don't want to do like the BMW thing. You're hitting left, right, left, right. It's on the stalk here, your shift paddle. See, there's up, and then there's down. So it stays to the column, just like Lamborghini and just like my McLaren did. I think it's beeping because it's probably too low to the ground now. And then you have your switches here, so you could drive in auto. So the parking brake is on the side here. It just says hold, that's your parking brake. And now it's auto and park, and you press one paddle to go into first gear, both paddles into neutral. You press the R, gives us in reverse, and that actually gives us the backup camera. And the downside of the backup camera, when you turn like this, you lose the backup camera. But in this car, there's no center screen, so it has to be there. So now we're gonna put it in first gear, backup camera goes away. We can run it in auto, that means it's gonna shift for us, or press this auto button a second time, and now we're gonna manual mode, so we have to shift, it won't shift for us. And then these are your window switches up here, and then this is the hardtop convertible, and you can even put the window down to hear the exhaust sound a little better. All right, so it's a hot day, we're gonna keep it up just so you don't hear all that sound, and we'll give it a drive. All right, so now we're in first gear. I think now that we're in the car, the shade's coming out. And this is a surprisingly nimble car. Even the convertible version, it doesn't make me miss a coupe at all. Usually like an M3 or something, you get into the convertible version, it's significantly heavier. Now we're in sport mode, so the throttle's a little a little more sensitive. The suspension is a little stiffer. We're gonna do, let's see, bumpy road mode here. And it worked great in the A12. Here we go. Now we're in bumpy road mode because we're going to come to the bumpiest part of the road. We're going to follow this road, make a right, and then go some on really nice twisties to test out the handling. Now these cars new were about 400,000 if they were fully loaded, but used they're still like 350. I've seen them 350, 375, so they haven't depreciated much at all. Best thing you could have done if you had the money back in 2018 was buy one of these, and you have almost zero depreciation. Now you see how jarring that road was? Really comfortable. This is probably, this and the A12 with that shock bumpy road mode were probably the two best on that road as far as comfort goes. And these are stiff cars to begin with. Now we're gonna signal right to go onto our back road. So we press it, it's gonna signal right. Thank God he's not going there. We're gonna downshift to second. We gotta get around him. Hopefully he won't be in the middle of the intersection, and he's not. So, love the steering wheels on the Ferrari. The shift lights will come. See the shift lights come? Now, the gears seem a little shorter to me here than the Ferrari 812. This car is nimble enough, especially if you got the coupe, that you could take it to a track day. It's incredibly nimble. The turn-in in this car is probably one of the best I've ever seen. Or certainly I've ever experienced. I don't know if you can see a nimble car. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video. All right, let's go. Wow. That was fast. Now the A12 I think is a little faster. Because remember, it's heavier, but it's got a 788 horsepower V12, when this has a 661 horsepower twin turbo V8, 561 foot-pounds of torque. So similar torque between the two cars, but the other car has about 150 horsepower more. All right, so now even in manual mode, we come to a stop, and it puts us into first gear. Now we did roll back. We do roll back, so it acts like a manual transmission, because it essentially is. I believe there's 7 gears here, so we'll upshift. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so 7 speed, just like the A12. All right, so now that we're in 7th gear, let's get out of it. Let's go down. So 6, we just heard a little noise there going to 5th, little noise going to 4th, bigger noise going to 3rd, nice noise going to 2nd. Wow. This is a fun car. You know, I always say that I don't need, you know, I'd be happy with, you know, my typical $50,000 M3 with a manual transmission, but you know what? I think I should start saving for one of these. So nimble, this car. Just going up and down through the gears. Now again, I like this car way more than I like the 458. Drive them back to back if you're considering. As an investor, if you're not going to drive it much, certainly you can make a case that the 458 with its naturally aspirated engine is going to be the one to have because it's the last of the naturally aspirated engine. The downside to it though is because they came out 2010, you know, even if you get a 12 or a 13, the dual clutch is very slow. It was really the first dual clutch. Before that, with the F430, they had a single clutch, and this is a long light. So while we wait, special thanks to Tim at DCH Acura in Verona, New Jersey. They have new and used Acuras and about 100 Glen cars, which are basically exotics. Oh, green light. 992s. He's got a GT3s, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, M3s, manual transmission cars. And one of the managers there drives a NSX like mine, stick shift. So now here, because we didn't actually turn left, we got to cancel the signal. Here's some turbo noise there. When I accelerated, you heard some turbo whoosh. Now you definitely get better sound. See, my signal, I'm like an old man. I pressed right, and because I didn't go right enough, the signal did not cancel. So you always have to remember to press it twice, because the last thing you want is somebody just to stop. All right, so we're pretty much at the dealership here, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I post at least 2, sometimes 3 videos a week, and you won't know unless you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Like and share the video so my channel could grow. And as always, leave a comment below. Like and comment on every video because that helps my channel grow and allows me access to better and better cars. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.